Hey everyone, welcome to my kitchen. My name's Amanda and today I'm going to show you how I made some delicious and amazing braised pork barbecue ribs, and they were delicious, so tender and juicy, fall right off the bone kind of rib, and they were such a hit with my family. My family is requesting them again. So let me show you how I made them. I am using my Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro to braise them in. We are also going to sear them too, and I'm going to show you step by step on how I do this. For this recipe, I am using 3.5 pounds of pork ribs. This one I got from Food Lion. Normally I like to get them from Costco, but they had them on sale, so I couldn't pass up that deal. I'm going to use some salt, some onion powder, some brown sugar, cayenne pepper, granulated garlic, paprika, some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce, and some homemade chicken stock. You can use beef broth if you don't have chicken stock. Either one works perfectly fine. I am starting by removing any fat and the membranes on the back of the ribs. When I get them from Costco, they are really nice. I have not had a lot of fat, or the membranes on the back weren't that bad, so I just left them on. But this one that I got from Food Lion had quite a bit to remove from it, so I definitely took some time to try to get what I could get off of it. On the back side, I removed the flap, and then when I go to remove the membrane, I literally take my knife and stick it above the bone between the membrane. And you can see in the video here how I try to put it in and then pop it up, and that really helps loosen it up so I could really try to pull as much of it as I can off. I do have another video on my channel of me making some barbecue ribs using the slow cooked setting with my Ninja, and that took 7 hours. Now with the braise function, it only took 3 hours, and it was a really different type of tenderness of how soft and juicy the meat was compared to the slow cooker setting. Also, the nice thing too was when I braised it, it took 3 hours. The slow cooker setting took 7 hours. So I will also have that linked in my description box down below of how I made the barbecue ribs using the slow cooker setting. It did take me a while to remove the membrane from the ribs, but it was really worth a while to do it because the ribs were delicious and amazing. And I really love doing the braise setting now. It's my new favorite. I will be making ribs again because my kids already asked for it after dinner. They were like, do you have any more to make? But it definitely was a huge difference in the tenderness of the meat doing the braise setting. It is amazing, and don't be scared of it. I was really scared of it at first, but now I want to learn what else I can put in there to braise. I mean, it was delicious and amazing and just so tenderness and juicy. For the dry rub, I'm using a 1/2 cup light brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of granulated garlic, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and last add 1 teaspoon of paprika. Now that we have all those ingredients into our bowl for our dry rub, we can go ahead and mix it very nice. You want to make sure that it's all well combined. I'm using my Cutco scissors. These are for my kitchen. I don't use these ones for crafts or anything like that. These specifically are for my kitchen, and these are amazing, especially cutting meat in half like this. I'm cutting my ribs in half so that way they fit perfect in the Ninja. Now we're going to take the dry rub and try to split it as evenly as possible between the 2 slabs, and that way put it on the top and the bottom, and then rub it all in so it's really nice and coated. And then I wanted to take the rest of the dry rub and put it on the top of the ribs. That way, when I sear it, the top is just beautiful and nicely coated with that dry rub because there's more meat to the top. Now that the ribs are nicely coated with our dry rub, we're going to go ahead and turn our Ninja on, but they look perfect. We're going to sear our ribs first. So we're going to turn it on and we're going to hit it on the sear saute. We're going to leave it on high and we're going to hit start. We're going to let it heat up all the way. While it's heating up, I'm going to go ahead and add a good 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Our Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro now says add food. We can now sear our ribs. I'm going to sear one rib at a time because there's not enough room in here for both of them at the same time. So we're going to start with the top first, and we're going to sear it for 1 minute. Now that it's been 1 minute, we're going to go ahead and flip it over and sear the other side. It's really nice when you look at the screen on the Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro because it'll let you know how long it's been going for. So that really helped me out time this out. I used to have silicone tongs, so it was really easy when I would flip over the meat because I wasn't really terrified of scratching the inside up. But if you're using a regular one, be very careful because you can easily scratch the inside up of the enamel on your Ninja pot. A minute is now up, so it is done being seared. We seared it for a minute on each side, so now we're going to remove it and we're going to bring in the other slab of ribs and repeat the same steps that we just did for this one. I did some research before I tried this out, and I have never seared my ribs before, but it's to create a deeper flavor when browning the meat surface. So I thought I'd go ahead and give it a try and sear my ribs because I was using a new setting on my Ninja to braise my ribs. So I thought, let's try it out. Both pieces of our ribs have been nicely seared, so we're going to pull that one out as well, and we're going to set it aside. Now we're going to take our chicken stock and leave your setting still on the sear saute. Because we seared the ribs, we can deglaze the pan with our chicken stock to enrich the braising liquid. I'm using 2 cups of chicken stock. You can use chicken broth. I like to make homemade chicken stock, and I can link in the description box down below of how I do that. But it's really easy and it helps me save a lot of money. But right now we're going to take a silicone spatula and move it around to scrape up the bottom that we seared the ribs on. So that way we can get all that beautiful bits down there and really enhance the flavor of the chicken stock. Now I'm turning my Ninja to end, and look how nice the ribs look from being seared. And now we're going to go back to our Ninja. We're going to put our Ninja on the Braise setting, and we're going to change the time from 6 hours to 3 hours, and then hit start. The liquid inside the Ninja is still bubbling. That is perfectly fine. So we're going to go ahead and add 1 rib in at a time, and then I'm going to take some barbecue sauce and pour it over top. I love using Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. It's gluten-free, and I'm gluten-free, and it's amazing and delicious tasting. So once we have that on, then we're going to add the other rib on top. And then we're going to add more Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce on top of that rib. Now that we have that done, we can go ahead and put our lid on. And I'm going to recheck the timer. I'm putting it back up to 3 hours. I know it's only like a minute. But now that that's all done and in there, it does make a bubbling sound. I was nervous about that. It was perfectly fine. It turned out amazing. At around 1 hour and 40 minutes, I decided I wanted to go ahead and flip the ribs. So I wanted to take the ribs that were on the top and put those on the bottom. And the ones that were on the bottom, put it on the top. I wanted to do it that way because I wanted the top to actually be sitting in some of the liquid as well. I needed a little bit more help than just the tongs trying to do this. So that way it wouldn't splat everywhere, and I wanted to have more control over it. So it definitely did help having a little more help than just the tongs. But they look great. It smells amazing. I'm really loving how it's smelling, and just flipping it and that texture, I could feel it there. It was really soft. I was really excited to see and taste them because it just smelled amazing and they felt amazing. I also added some more Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce on top. Look how amazing and delicious that looks. Now that's done, we're going to go ahead and put the lid back on, and we have 1 hour and 39 more minutes left until they are done in the Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro. We went into the warm phase, and that was perfectly fine by just 1 minute and 11 seconds. So now we can go ahead and remove the lid, but look at that. It looks delicious. Even though it was done, I wanted to check the temperature. If you want a fall off the bone tenderness, then you want your temperature at or between 195 to 203. This will help to create a melt in your mouth rib, and it was so delicious. My oven is preheated to 375 degrees. I'm taking a baking sheet lined with aluminum foil, and I took nonstick spray. Now I'm going to take my ribs and place them onto the baking sheet. Here's how they look right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more Sweet Baby Ray's sauce and I'm going to put it on top, and then I'm going to brush it on as well. So that way it coats the top nicely with it. And then we're going to put it in the preheated oven of 375 degrees, and you can bake anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes. I baked mine for 10 minutes because I loved how it looked. Now they're ready to go into the oven. Definitely check it at the 10-minute mark and decide if you want to bake it an additional 5 minutes. Mine was perfect at 10 minutes. They smell amazing and look delicious. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to try them out. Wow. Wow, they look amazing. Let me show you what they look like. Beautiful. Right out of the oven. I wanted to finish my ribs off in the oven by putting the barbecue sauce on top to allow that glaze to caramelize and just let the barbecue sauce really stick to the ribs nicely and make it look great. Now I'm going to move them to a plate so that way then I can try some and also save it for dinner tonight because I wanted to get a jump start on stuff for dinner tonight because we were doing a lot of fun, yummy finger foods, and ribs was one of them, and this was a hit. I mean, it was delicious, so full of flavor and tender. It was so tender and juicy in every bite. I mean, it was amazing. My family loved it. I actually put pork ribs on my grocery list for Costco because everyone loved it that much. They want them again because they were delicious. And it is so easy doing it in the Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker on the Braise setting. I mean, I was really scared at first. Don't be. It was easy and it makes such amazing ribs. I mean, they are beautiful and delicious in every bite. Wow. That is beautiful. Look at that. Very messy, but holy moly, what ribs aren't messy? Goodness gracious. And that one just fell right off the bone. I mean, goodness gracious. Wow. I cannot wait to try this. Ooh. Definitely try out the braise setting on the Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro. You will be amazed of how delicious it is. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. It's so soft. It literally fell right off the bone. But look how juicy that looks. Wow. It's a really big piece. Oh my gosh. Wow. Total game changer on this one. Normally I've always done the slow cooker setting, but this is delicious. So soft and tender. I was so nervous to braise it in the Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro because I've never done that before, but it was amazing and it's so delicious. It's definitely a must try. Wow. Goodness gracious, that's delicious. Everyone's gonna love it tonight for dinner. But it's amazing. This is my new favorite way now to cook ribs in the Ninja Foodi PossibleCooker Pro by braising it. I mean, it was delicious. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great day and take care. Bye, guys.